This is Detroit Sports World Talk. My name is Maurice Lewis. The Detroit Lions have the 21st pick in the NFL draft, and I'm going to give you my list of guys, list of talent that I think the Lions should go after if they can get a chance to go after these guys. You already know that we have a ton of holes that we need to fill on the defense side. I mean, we need a defensive end. We need probably another linebacker. We need a couple corners, And if you look at the free agency side, we've already filled holes on the offensive line. So it would be really nice to be able to get a good, durable running back, an every down running back, because we haven't had a chance, probably in the past 5 years, except for Joint Bell. We haven't had a every down running back, and even Joint Bell hasn't been able to stay healthy as good as he is, and he's a fan favorite. So I'm gonna give you my list of guys that I feel like should be a Lion, and let's just start off by saying I really hope that Reuben Foster slips, because there's been talks. This guy is a top 10 first round talent, but there's been a lot of talks of this guy slipping. He had an issue in a combine, and his stock has dropped down tremendously. So that may not scare teams away. He still may be a top 10 talent. He still may go top 10. But if he just so happens to slip, I'll take him. He's one of the best linebackers out there. One of the best. Another guy that may come to us is Tack McKinley. I mean, he did really good at UCLA. Has really long arms. He has one hell of a motor, and he's a go-getter. I really like him. He's a first-round talent. A lot of people are seeking him out. So if the Lions were to go on the defense side, I wouldn't mind getting a defensive end, a top defensive end, in Tack McKinley. Another guy that I like at the defensive end is Hassan Riddick. He did really good with Temple. I really question his size, though. I mean, he's only like 6'1", arguably. So, there's a lot of in NFL Combine, there were talks of converting him to linebacker. That's how athletic he is. So, and once again, we need help at linebacker too. So, but I like him too as well. If the Lions do decide they want to keep on building on their offensive line, I wouldn't mind getting Cam Robinson. He's slipped big time too. He was a top 10 talent on the for offensive line. I wouldn't mind snagging him. I really wouldn't. What's crazy though is he may drop to the second round, so you may be able to get him in the second round. But I'm just throwing that out there. That wouldn't be a bad pick. Another guy that may drop too as well is O.J. Howard. That man has potential to be another Gronk mixed with Aaron Hernandez mixed with Delaney Walker prototype player. He was by far the most athletic tight end in this year's draft. I wouldn't mind getting him, and I'm not taking away anything from Eric Ebron. If we were to get him, we would have the two best tight ends, arguably, in the league when it comes to schemes. And obviously, the Aaron Hernandez and the Gronk, that worked out. So I could really see them doing that if they were to draft O.J. Howard. Now, let's just say they do draft O.J. Howard and they think about getting rid of Eric Ebron. That wouldn't be a bad deal either, just because O.J. Howard has a huge upside. Huge. I mean, you could put him as wide receiver and he could do good. But he's that big enough that he plays tight end. So I wouldn't mind picking him as well. That's a huge playmaker. And a lot of people were like, take Jabril Peppers. I don't mind taking Jabril Peppers, but the thing is, we have Miles Killebrew, we still have Glover Quinn, we still have Wilson. I mean, that's not a need right now. That's not so much of a need. I wouldn't mind doing that. Yes, he could play linebacker. Yes, he could play pretty much any position. But in the NFL, being that small and athletic, you can only play so many positions. So That's not really such of a need. And another guy that I might take, I might even go with at Taco Charlton. I mean, he is what, 6'5", 6'6". Man, did really good at Michigan. Did really good at Michigan. And that's another need that we need on the defensive side. And one more guy that I'm going to name, and a lot of people are going to think that I'm crazy. A lot of people are going to think I'm crazy. But long term, I really do think that this guy can do really good in the NFL and have a long career. And that's TJ Watt. I would draft TJ Watt pretty much over all the guys that I named, because this is a guy that at Wisconsin came to Wisconsin as a tight end. Then they asked him to convert to linebacker. He played linebacker, did a really good job, by the way, was one of the top linebackers in the nation, and he played a little bit of defensive end too. So not only that, if I were to draft TJ Watt, you're getting a guy that can play tight end, a guy that can play linebacker and defensive end. This guy is 6'5", has really long arms like his brother, JJ Watt, and he has one hell of a motor. He does not stop running either. Does not stop running. He's really smart, really good coverage guy, and he ran like a 4.7 in his 40. So I wouldn't mind getting a guy like that. Not only that, but he'll fill the seats just because of the name in general. That's my pick for the first round. And then second round, honestly, I didn't really do so much research in the second round. I did a lot of research in the first round, but the second round, easily I would go after Joe Mixon. Easily. If he's there, because obviously a lot of teams are looking at him, I would go after Joe Mixon. But that's my predictions for the Lions in the draft for the first round. You can follow me on Twitter, DET Sports World. That's DET Sports World. Thank you. Have a good one.